This not your average podcast. You ain't talking about nothing. When they hit the highway, yeah, they talking about something. Better tune in and listen. Get the scoop they digging. It's just an open discussion. Now tell me what's your position. This not your average podcast. You ain't talking about nothing. When they hit the highway, yeah, they talking about something. Better tune in and listen. Get the scoop they digging. It's just an open discussion. Now tell me what's your position. Lady Roscoe on point. She gon' tell you the drill. You got Yoko Camille. All work, no play. She gon' give you the spiel. Let's talk about it. What's the truth? They just keeping it real. Square business, that's the deal. They gon' speak on something, just pick a topic, get it poppin'. Not your average type of show, they keep it rockin', ain't no stopping. Controversial, who cares? We taking over, keep on watching. Motion steady on go, anticipation got 'em flocking. Ain't nothing average about it, just keep glad that you found it. Tell a friend about it, know we all about it, so we gon' speak about it. Yoko Camille and Lady Roscoe, leave no doubt about it. Scream it out from the mouth. This not your average podcast. You ain't talking about nothing. When they hit the highway, yeah, they talking about something. Better tune in and listen. Get the scoop they digging. It's just an open discussion. Now tell me what's your position. You know what it is. Not your average podcast. You know what I'm saying? Yoko Camille, Lady Roscoe. Y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to Not Your Average Podcast. I'm Yoko Camille.
And I am Lady Roscoe.
And so we just want to let y'all know this is going to be our last episode for a few weeks. We're going to be doing a few other things, a few videos, a few skits, a few things here and there. And we'll definitely keep you up to date on the Facebook and Instagram pages so can know what we're doing at all times.
That's exciting. We wrapped up season 1.
Yes. We did 10 episodes or so?
Yeah, I think it was about 10 episodes. Maybe something like that. Yeah.
So it's been around there, but yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It has been fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm learning a lot of different things as we go. And I'm excited for season 2 when we start it.
Right. I'm really excited too because I'm glad we worked really well together and we got our schedules together. We were like, we're gonna do this, and I think that's great that we kept up with our meetings, we kept up with everything, and we definitely had some hot topics. So I'm excited for our new projects and definitely starting our season 2 as well. We got to bring it up.
Yes.
Spicy.
Very, very, very much so. I know that we will be trying to, I guess, do videos and things like that. So
right, trying to do trying to do our own little scripts and stuff. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and then when we come back, we'll be using a different form of our recording style also.
Right, that is true. So we'll definitely be more on camera and hands.
Yeah, so I'm excited for season 2. I really am.
Me too.
Yeah. So today's episode, we'll be talking about basically the difference between our generation and the generations where our parents were raising us. Who do you think had it better at raising the children, and just the things that our parents went through that we really didn't have to go through?
Right.
So I know when I was younger, I didn't really know if we were ever struggling.
Right.
I didn't ever know if my mom didn't have the money to pay for a light bill, a gas bill, or I never remember going hungry. None of that.
Right.
I know raising my son in this day and age, I think we have been more open. And so when he was younger, he didn't really see if we struggled. But as he got older and he's out of school, he can see if I didn't have, money to do this, or if I needed money for a light bill. He could see if I struggled. And I think that's just one of the differences between our generations, is that we are a little bit more open with our kids compared to when we were growing up.
Right. Definitely agree with you on that, because growing up, my mom was in the military and she was a single
Mm-hmm.
parent. And to me, I mean, anything I pretty much wanted when I was a kid, I got. And then she
Yeah.
got out of the military, and we still, in my opinion, lived a nice lifestyle. There were certain things that like I didn't have privy to. So like,
Mm-hmm.
you know how back in the day your parents would drop a group of girls off at the mall and they come back in like 2 to 3 hours
Yeah.
later, and I would be the kid who didn't have money in their pocket to buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I never felt like we were poor. I didn't find stuff like that until later, like an adult, where my mom would say I didn't have $5 to pay for like a city league soccer team for you to join.
Mm-hmm.
And that was after she left the military. So I was just like, wow, like I didn't even notice, because everything, food in our stomachs, roof over our heads, got to go to the
Uh-huh.
movie theaters. I had little Furbies and, Polly Pockets.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same for me. Like, I didn't really know if she didn't have it. If we went to the mall, we were going for like a certain things, and I really didn't just ask all the time. Hey, can I get this? Hey, can I get that?
Right.
We only went to the mall if like it was something for school, if we were going to eat and stuff like that. Um, I've never been like a name brand person, so
Mm-hmm.
not having name brand clothes or anything, it didn't really bother me. Um, what did bother me is one time she had got me, or her friend that she was talking to bought me some shoes, and they were name brand, but they were those big chunky ass shoes. They got me a boy. He got me a boy size shoe.
Oh no.
And I'm like, why am I this girl with these big old bulky tail shoes? Like, I hate bulky shoes.
Mm.
And yeah, that I hated that. I would wear a Payless shoe
Oh,
before
grew
I would
up
wear
in
those.
Payless. BOGO.
Cause I mean, shoot.
Right. Yeah.
But you know, kids back then would talk about you.
Honestly, sometimes they would be like, pick your clothes, or see, my mom at one point worked at a Kids R Us, and
Mm-hmm.
that was the clothing store for the Toys R Us brand. And
Yeah.
she would always get a lot of my clothes on discounts, and there were outfits and clothes that had like cartoon characters that I thought were cool, you know,
Mm-hmm.
as a as an 11-year-old, 12-year-old. But then you also have to think about, okay, now I'm in the sixth grade, and then people are like, well, why do you got cartoons on your pants? Now you feel lame, because they're
Yeah.
like, why? But yeah, the struggle was mental.
Girl, kids were brutal, and it's like they didn't get. I don't think it got any better. It's like because kids are still evil these days. They can be very evil. But I think that the kids have it easier because our generation know how it was
Yeah.
for kids growing up. So it made it, I guess, makes it easier to go and buy the things for the kids because you don't want them to have to suffer and go through the things that you went through.
Honestly, because like, I mean, I had things, but I realized that these kids have things so much earlier.
Uh-huh.
They feel so entitled, like you said, and they're just like, oh, like those little Sephora girls, the ones that are just ruining all the makeup stores, and all just
Mm-hmm.
like 12 and 11, doing all these facial routines. And they were talking about how those kids are actually ruining their skin.
Yes, because they don't need to put all those chemicals on there because it's not meant for them so young.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, and they think they know it all. I mean, when I was their age, I was Vaseline was my lip gloss. Now my mom would buy me like little dollar roll-on gloss, but like it was never any name. First off, no kids were wearing makeup. It was like every once in a while, you know what I mean? Like you saw.
Yeah, I didn't get into makeup until it's been a few years, but I was like in my 30s when I
Yeah.
got into makeup.
Our generation wasn't even into it. Like, I mean, maybe like the 80s when people were really trying to like do it up, but other than that, people weren't wearing makeup like on a daily
Mm-mm,
basis, especially school age kids. No, that wasn't
not at
me.
all.
And these kids nowadays have lace fronts, nails done. Like I knew this girl, and I'm not judging people, but her daughter is like 11, my son's age, and
Mm-hmm.
already has an acrylic nail set. And it's like I can't judge people because kids do nails, you know what I mean? But like I would do like when we were growing up, it would be like we got our nails painted. We wouldn't get an acrylic set, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you have to be, that's even more pressure for kids. Like, that is a difference in our generation because our parents, we weren't thinking about that. Like if you had your nails done, it was either because like, just be honest, they were like these rich white kids in my,
Mm-hmm.
because they were also the same kids who were getting their belly buttons pierced in the 6th grade, which was wild. I mean, 7th grade, which is still wild. Um,
Yeah.
it was just like, yeah. So that was different. I had to think about raising me and how I'm raising my son. I kind of think to myself, like, I hope these kids are a little fast these days, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like I saw a girl at my son's school, she had like this super short skirt on. When I clearly remember at the school welcoming for the kids that was out of dress code.
I remember when I was in school, I used to get in trouble so much
Yes.
because they would tell me that one of my dresses was too short, and the teacher that told me that I was in trouble for my dress, her skirt was shorter than my dress was.
The teacher?
The teacher.
Wow.
So her name was Miss McIntosh. Miss McIntosh clothes were always short.
Yes.
And when I tell you, she had the nerve to try to tell me that my skirt, yeah, I definitely was like, no, this is not gonna work. No, I would call my mama and everything because,
Yeah.
ma'am, do you see what you have on?
Right. And I remember when they enforced it too, because I was living in Texas when they didn't have a dress code. I was
Mm-hmm.
fairly young, but when I remember when they switched it over, and I used to wear bandanas a lot to school because
Mm-hmm.
as a black girl, I would pull my hair back. But it's when you're not. I was pretty natural, so I wasn't. My mom wasn't really putting a lot of chemicals in my hair, so my hair wasn't
Mm-hmm.
great. So it afro up. So if I, maybe put it in like a poof or like a bun, and then just put like a little scarf on it or a band,
Mm-hmm.
I would wear that to school, and sometimes I wear flip flops or shorts. Then they would no more bandanas were allowed. No more what they called it soulless shoes.
Girl, I didn't start doing my own hair till, let's see, what, maybe seventh, eighth grade.
Right.
Um, because I remember when I was in the 6th grade, I tried to do something to my hair. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I got the comb in there and I started turning the comb while it was in my bang
Oh wow. Okay.
to a point where it got tangled and I couldn't get it out.
Oh.
And my mama had to cut my bang.
Oh.
And when I tell you that my hair was so short and I was so embarrassed, and it stopped me from playing in my head for a long time because I did not want to be bald headed anymore. So yeah, it took me a minute before I started playing in my hair. And then, I guess that's when, weave and everything started becoming more popular
Right.
because, that's like the up style ponytails and all that. So
Right.
I would put a little piece of the track in the front of my bang, you know, to make sure have it extra long and all that. Yeah, it was crazy. I miss those days.
When I was younger, my mom would go get my hair corn rolled. So I would do like the Alicia Keys hairstyle all the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
neither one of us were doing my hair, so we would just go get it done, and I enjoyed it too. I got my hair done in micros one time.
Mm-hmm.
They were so nice, so beautiful. Never did micros again though.
But I didn't get my hair braided that much then.
Okay.
I No, in high school I didn't get my hair braided at all. I can recall. I always wore my own natural hair.
Did you?
And then that's when I got with my ex-husband, and he didn't like for me to wear weave and everything in my hair. So it was a whole mess at one point. Like I couldn't wear weave at all.
Wow. I actually started wearing weave like probably like my senior year of high school, but like back then it was like you had to buy the right hair because if you didn't, it didn't look right. Like
Yeah.
it just did not.
Girl, you don't have to tell me. You have people be putting weave in, and their hair look totally different. And it's a whole totally different texture. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So it's just like no, but not yet. Nope.
And then I just loved getting those up ponytails like for prom and everything. I remember when it was during prom season. It was getting ready for prom, and I had my hair up in a ponytail. You know how they do the little, I can't remember, pineapple ponytails or whatever they were called,
Right.
but it was an updo ponytail.
Um,
And then I was out doing I ran like the 800 or something, and I'm out doing my race, and it started raining.
oh no.
Girl, why did I run off the track?
Oh
I didn't even finish the race. I politely ran and exited the track, and they came looking for me, and I was on the bus.
no. Oh no. She said I am not my hair wet.
At all. I was playing no games.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
on an 800.
Yes, I ran my little happy butt right to the bus and
Oh,
was not playing.
goodness. Was your mom there for that day?
It was out of town, so. But
Oh,
she didn't really come to many my track meets because she had to work, so.
you know what? My mom did too. So, like, she did not come to actually any of my track meets. And then she did come to my orchestra concerts. But what it was is
Mm-hmm.
I would stay at school and then wait for the concert to start because she'll be at work. So it was
Yeah.
easier for me to just stay at the school, wait, because kids would linger at the school.
Mm-hmm.
It's open. So and then we would get ready for the concert, and then my mom would show up. Sometimes she show up late, like I said, because of work too, but she'd be there. But she wasn't. I also did like the dance team, but like she never showed up to those because those were football games. So my mom's not gonna sit in the stand for me to like show my butt during halftime. So
Yeah. Yeah, but she would come to, like, when I had stuff playing basketball and stuff. She would
right,
come to some, but for the most part, she had to work
yeah.
when it was like a game or something, or she had something else to do. But some of them she did, so I just wasn't really tripping or anything.
See, and that's something I want to do for my son is I want to be there for his game and his
Yeah.
concerts. Well, of course, I'm there for his concerts for sure. But he's starting to get athletics next year. So he said he wants to do basketball and soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, well, I'm going to definitely try to make it to all your games because there's no excuse. You know what I mean? Like me, I don't work as late as my mom. My mom used to have to work
Yeah.
late. And on top of that, like now I get to work from home. You know what I mean? She didn't have that option. It's like the 90s. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that. There's no such thing. So she had to go to work. And for me, after school, because she was a single parent, I was like coming home early, like at the fourth grade, you know what I mean, by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what do you call those latchkey kids? Because you had
Yeah.
your key and you go home, and I had to call my mom from the house phone, to make sure that I'm home. Everybody knows that. Anybody who doesn't know, that's a landline that connects to the house. I'm just kidding.
Man, I had a key when I got in. I would either ride the bus or walk home. Um, my son, he rode the bus, but he wasn't with me all the time. I lived in Little Rock, and he stayed in Arkansas, in like West Helena or Pine Bluff, with his dad, because his dad wanted him the last 4 years of him being in school. So we came up with an agreement. So he was with him for the most of the time. So I really didn't get to go to many of his games,
Yeah.
but the ones that I could make it to, I definitely attended those. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
there are a lot of differences between them. I think with kids being a lot busier and us being a lot busier
Right.
and things being so much more expensive, I
Mhm.
think that in a way we have it a little harder than our parents did then,
Right.
just because things are so much more expensive,
Yes.
and house notes $2,000. Then you have to turn around, and if your child plays sports, you gotta put that money towards
It's
that.
God outrageously expensive. I'm not even ready for all of this.
Then you have to buy food still and pay bills. And
Right.
now we have internet. So that's an additional bill that we have on top of that. So in my opinion, I think we have it a little harder than they did, even though
Yeah.
we can get like the assistance that we get now is better, I'm assuming, than back then, with food stamps and everything, even though they had it then, but we get larger amounts now.
Yeah.
But it's still hard for people to get those.
Honestly, because they are changing the qualifications all the time. For
Oh
some
my gosh.
to qualify and not qualify. So that's the problem. And it's
Hmm.
on who's in government at the time.
Yeah, it's crazy. They do what they want. They give it to who they want to, and some of the people who do get the benefits don't deserve to really have them.
That is so true.
I'm sorry. Some of those people who have those definitely don't deserve them. But hey, who am I?
Yeah, and what's so sad is like, so right now I don't qualify for benefits, even though I'm a single parent of like two kids. I don't
Hmm.
qualify based off of my income. So it's like, and even considering a three-person household. So it's wild. Some people are like, wow, I can't believe it. And then sometimes it just depends who's in office. I qualify. It's all politics.
Okay, so I get some benefits, but I had to prove that either I'm unable to work
Mm-hmm.
and a whole bunch of other things
Yep. Get the back.
just to qualify. And then I had to prove all this, get letters from my doctors and all this other stuff. I'm like, God dang, like, why am I having to provide all this stuff? If I have a vehicle, what does my vehicle have to do with you giving me assistance?
Right. See, and when I used to live in Florida, getting assistance over there was super easy. All I had to say was I'm unemployed. Had a person write a letter that I quote unquote was staying at their house, sent it
Mm-hmm.
to the state, and that was it. They sent me, and I didn't even know the process. They just sent me the cards in the mail, and then
Mm-hmm.
the benefits. And like, but here in Texas, it's a little bit harder.
It's a lot of bit different. Even when I was living back home, it was a lot different then. I mean, it's been really, really difficult
Yeah.
to try to stay afloat some days with how they want to help.
Right. The good thing is I am on WIC, so and that's like the basics with like, bread, cheese, butter, eggs, fruits and vegetables, which is the only thing it doesn't cover is meat. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I can even get rice sometimes. So that definitely helps with the supply. So I feel like I definitely took advantage of benefits. I don't think my mom took advantage of benefits back then, like the way I did or do.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. I don't remember my mom ever getting food stamps. Maybe my grandmother did, but she didn't get a lot. And I remember when she got older
Yeah.
and she wasn't working, they gave her $10 in food stamps.
A month?
Yes.
That's high
Yes.
robbery.
They were saying she made too much in Social Security, but her Social Security was maybe $600.
What?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
by the time we get older, there's not going to be any Social Security left. Like, it doesn't even make sense on where is the money going if everybody's been paying for the future?
Somebody else's pockets, but
That
but
that
not ours.
$600 is too much, but I put way more than that in my lifetime in a year.
Like they definitely need to do something.
Right.
So, I wanted to get into the topic of maternity leave. I myself just recently gave birth to my second child back a few months ago, and she's currently 4 months old. And the situation that I had was that I had been working with my company as a contractor, and I recently got hired on full-time. Now, I got hired on as full-time, but this was during my pregnancy. And there are benefits for being a full-time employee, but because I had not worked for the company for a total of 6 months as a full-time employee, though I had worked there almost 3 years as a contractor, I did not fall underneath the policy for the maternity leave. And basically, my company offered maternity leave as a short-term disability. A lot of companies I've noticed do that as well. I noticed that there's not a specific clause for maternity leave for women, and they just refer it as a short-term disability, giving them a certain amount of time off with their pay, which is okay. But unfortunately, because I was still technically a new employee, I did not qualify for paid leave. I only qualified for unpaid leave. So I had to take a couple of months off, which is a blessing, and come back and still have my job. But unfortunately, all of that time was unpaid. Now, luckily, I had already figured out my finances, but I find this to be a very sad situation because many women go through this. Actually, even through my first pregnancy, the line of work that I do, which is information technology, tends to be more of a contractor job anyways. And when I was pregnant then, contract work normally does not have paid leave. So even then, I didn't get any paid maternity leave, unfortunately. The difference between now and then is that on the current job that I have, though I was not allowed paid leave, they did allow me to get paid for any holidays that accrued during my stint of being off. Now, luckily for me, my daughter was born in the month of November. So I was paid for holiday pays for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Those few days did benefit me quite a bit. Even though it wasn't much of a paycheck, it still benefited me. Maternity leave policies vary greatly between the United States and other countries. In America, there's no federal law mandating paid maternity leave. The Family and Medical Leave Act, FMLA, provides eligible employees with up to 12 weeks of unpaid leave for birth or adoption of a child, but this only applies to certain companies and employees who meet these specific criteria. Outside of America, many countries have more generous maternity leave policies. For example, in countries like Sweden, Norway, and Iceland, new mothers can take up to a year or more of paid maternity leave. Some countries even offer additional benefits, such as paternity leave and flexible work arrangements. The length and compensation of maternity leave also varies across countries. In some places, leave can be fully paid or partially paid, while in others, may be unpaid. America. The duration of maternity leave can change. The duration of maternity leave can range from a few weeks to several months and even a year. So here are some examples of places that offer longer maternity leave. Sweden offers one of the most generous maternity leave policies in the world. New mothers in Sweden are entitled up to 480 days of paid maternity leave, which can be taken by either parent. This leave can be taken until the child turns 8 years old. Norway. In Norway, new mothers are entitled to up to 49 weeks of paid maternity leave at 100% of their salary, or 59 weeks at 80% of their salary. Fathers are also eligible for paternity leave. Additionally, Norway offers shared paternal leave system, allowing parents to split the leave between them. Iceland offers up to 9 months of paid maternity leave, which is 80% of their mother's salary covering during the period. With 80% of mother's salary being covered during this period, fathers are also entitled to 3 months of non-transferable paid paternity leave. After the initial period, both parents can choose to share additional 3 months of leave. In Canada, new mothers can take up to 17 weeks leave at 55% of their average weekly earning, up to a maximum amount. In addition to maternity leave, there is paternity leave available for both parents, which can extend the total leave period. Germany, new mothers can take up to 14 weeks of paid maternity leave at 100% of their salary. Of their maternity periods, parents can take paternity leave for up to 3 years, with a portion of their salary being paid during this time. I mean, those are just a few examples of other countries that offer far longer periods of paid maternity leave compared to FMLA in the United States. Overall, the difference between maternity leave in America and other countries largely varies upon support of new parents. This can also affect the bonding time between the child and the adult. You wonder, is the issues in America because of the lack of time that parents are spending with their children or being able to spend with their children? People are leaving their kids at home because they can't afford to stay home and not be able to work to put food on the table. I feel like America should really start putting their people first, especially when you want to regulate certain laws when it comes to women's bodies. There should be regulation when it comes to how I spend time with my child. Free. We should be able to have this covered. We should be able to have worry-free time when it comes to these kids. Congress doesn't care because they're sitting in White House. Doing what? Getting their money, investing and being rich, when the small people are struggling to pay daycare, struggling to spend time. We should really focus on mothers after having children. Postpartum depression is a serious and real thing that no one wants to take a look at and see what's going on. The mental health of a woman after giving birth, letting another person leech off of their body for 9 months, or up to 9 months. Some people have preemies. Some women end up having miscarriages, even right up to their birth. Where is the care and concern for the people who are caring for our children, for the future? I feel like it's time for America to step back and really analyze what is going on here. The days of the past, the days of the future, I feel like it's all the same, at least in America when it comes to leave. We need to make a change. We need to do better. Thanks for listening.
What's going down with it, man? It's your boy Big Tone P, Mail Route Entertainment in the building, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go follow me on IG, big_tone_P, and Big Tone P on YouTube. Go like and subscribe to their channel. Shout out to Yoko Camille and Lady Roscoe. Not Your Average Podcast, man. Shout out. Much love, you know what I'm saying? Peace.
Welcome to Am I the Asshole? This is the place where individuals come to seek guidance and opinions on their actions, seeking to understand if they may have acted inappropriately or if they are justified in their behavior. Here we encourage open and respectful discussions. We aim to provide constructive feedback and give a different perspective. So if you're looking for a judgment-free zone to reflect on your actions and seek advice, you've come to the right place. So let's dive in and explore the complexities of human interactions together. Welcome to Am I the Asshole?
So this is the Am I the Asshole section. And for today, the story I have is titled, Am I the Asshole for Not Wanting to Constantly Swap Beds on a Vacation?
That's a weird title.
Hey, you want to be
think for a
comfortable
second.
on vacation. So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay.
All right. So for context, my mom owns a winter timeshares in a couple of cities. I've invited friends to these timeshares for the past few years. They only pay for their food and entertainment on these vacations. The first timeshare has 2 bedrooms and a loft with 2 twin beds. First year we went, I invited 3 friends, and one of their moms tagged along. The 2 moms got the 2 bedrooms. 2 of us slept in the twin beds. 1 slept on an air mattress, and I slept on the couch. We all just stayed in our respective spots for the entire week. No swapping. Okay. Second year, only 2 friends came, so 4 of us in total. That's when my best friend, let's call her Violet, suggested we rotate beds the whole week. I didn't really like this idea, but I'm not very confrontational, so it's what the other 2 seems to want, so I just went along with it. Third year is when it becomes more of an issue. One of the friends, let's call her Bailey, recently had a displaced disc. So I was going to give her the bedroom, but Violet insisted on the whole swapping beds thing. On the night it was my turn in the room, Bailey got horribly sick, then wakes me so she can sleep in the room near the bathroom. I'm forced to sleep in her bed, and guess what happens? I got sick too. Ever since, I've really hated the whole swapping bed things. I think it's a pain and causes issues. I sort of put my foot down last time and limited the swapping to one person got the bed for 5 days and the others got one each day, but God, I still think it's stupid. Now I have enough time to go on an additional timeshare of my mom's, and this one has a different layout. It has 2 bedrooms, one with a king and one with a queen, and a Queen Murphy bed in the living room. Violet doesn't want to share a bed, so she's bringing an air mattress, but she doesn't want to sleep on it for more than 2 nights because her back will hurt, even though she's the one actively choosing not to share. I claim the bedroom since this is my first time going to this timeshare in a long time, and that's the bed I used to sleep in when I was a kid. But she's come up with a whole convoluted plan for swapping I didn't bother reading. I sort of want to pull the card of, hey, this is my family's timeshare. And frankly, I don't want to have to give up my bedroom. But I feel like that will just make a big, but I feel like that'll just make a huge butt face. Make me a huge butt face. Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing a yearly cycle, like 1 year, one person gets a whole week, the next year, the next person, etc. I just hate the whole swapping thing, but now I feel like I've set a precedent. So, am I being the asshole for putting my foot down and stopping the whole bed swapping thing? Also, by the way, my mom, the owner of these timeshares, also think it's stupid and it annoys her too.
To swap beds. That's
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think it's stupid. I don't think that you should have to swap. I think everybody should. If it's a problem, how about everyone draws names to see who gets a bed, and whoever gets what bed is what they stay in for that whole week, and that be that. And if you have a problem with it, you can always stay home.
So why swap during the trip though?
I guess so that everyone can sleep in the bed.
So here's the deal. We're not swapping or doing anything. I am an adult, and the bed that I sat in is the bed that I'm gonna stay in. You know what I mean? Unless, like, and I don't know, there's an emergency and someone has to take over the bed. But if we've already established how this is gonna go, it's like real world. When you go to a house, you keep the bedroom you came in.
Yeah.
Unless you want.
And then they already, when they swapped before, this one girl was sick and got the other girl sick.
Yeah.
So why would y'all keep? Yeah, no, that would make me stop the whole thing too. I'm not getting sick because somebody else is sick and we're swapping beds. No, stay in your own bed.
Yep. Yep.
Uh-uh.
Yep. I don't want your cooties.
And then I'm swapping beds with you. Are we changing sheets each night? Because what if you sleep naked and then you got juices and stuff in the bed? What if you were doing other things? And it's like it's so much things that come with it. Like no, I'm not doing all that. That's crazy.
Yep. That's
I don't.
Nope. Exactly. What if I farted? Okay, and I'm naked. That's E. coli. Sorry.
It like you said, set your boundaries. If they don't want to follow the boundaries and the rules that you set, then they don't have to stay. And then for her to want to come up with a plan to sleep in your cabin is just wild. It's not like it's hers.
Right.
So I'm not understanding.
Yeah, you're not gonna. I'm gonna say this: if I have no, because a friend wouldn't do that to me. So if I had someone who's associate that I'm starting to hang out with, and I'm bringing you around, and you feel that comfortable and asking me about my place, if you sleep in my bed, I'm going to have to rethink our friendship.
Like, I mean, I've shared beds with friends and everything.
Yes.
And she's trying to make it where she doesn't even want to share a bed. You're making it uncomfortable for other people. And you're just trying to be spoiled and have things your way. Like, no, you either share, you stick with the plan, or you leave. Or you go get a hotel. And then you just come here when we have activities. Like, there are other options. You don't have to be in the same timeshare as us, obviously.
Right.
Yeah. No, ma'am, I don't think you are an asshole for setting boundaries. Stick to your boundaries. Do what you do and let your friend go on about her business.
Yes, which that means goodbye. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Hey, if she take it that way, then bye.
Bye.
Yo, what's up, everybody? And welcome back to Around the World and Back, the segment of our podcast where we talk about the latest current events happening around the world. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn something new.
welcome to our Around the World and Back segment.
Yes.
So today, I want to talk about a few things here in Texas. Well, the first thing is Pornhub disables website in Texas.
Right.
I'm glad I don't use Pornhub.
Yeah, I'm not an addict or anything, so nothing really is gonna bother me. But it is crazy that it is blocked. I know that they were trying to do, I guess, the age limit over 18 type
Mm-hmm.
thing, and Pornhub's trying to say, now you are steering people into a more dangerous direction on websites that don't follow our regulations and rules, and I thought that was kind of funny because
Yeah, and like
but
most people think that it was Texas that did the ban, but it was Pornhub that disabled the website. And in
right, they
order
just said an
to,
age limit.
yeah, but the thing is, you can't even go on there. So like, if you try to go on their site, it will tell you. Let me see. It will
For
give you a
research purposes.
whole. It will say, "Dear user, as you may know, your elected officials in Texas are requiring us to verify your age before allowing you to access our website. Not only does this impinge on the rights of adults to access protected speech, it fails strict scrutiny by employing the least effective and yet also most restrictive means of accomplishing Texas state's proposal of allegedly protecting minors." And it goes into a whole long little spiel, but it won't let you sign in. The only people who are allowed access are models or a content partner. If you don't already have Pornhub, there's no way you are getting in.
Oh wow, you know what, I just thought of something as we were talking. What if somebody had a VPN?
I mean, I'm assuming that it would still work, but
Right, because you would, I mean, that's the whole point of VPN, to hide
mhm.
information. So, but then again, how many people are actually hip to using VPNs?
I'm quite sure it's a lot because like my computer automatically comes with ExpressVPN. You just
Really?
have when I didn't even download it. It came with my computer, but I tried to use it because I wanted to see if I could watch some of the shows on Netflix in a different country, and it worked. But I don't really know what show I wanted to watch, so I didn't stay on there.
Right. Yeah, because I hear that. And the thing is like, if we don't know we're missing it, then how do we know to watch it?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So yeah, I mean it. I mean, I watch porn, but I don't watch. I
You're
don't
not
watch
watching
on
enough where
Pornhub.
it's like something's affecting you. Like, oh no, can't access.
Exactly.
Go to Twitter. Twitter is the porn central. They have no censors. You can open up Twitter and see somebody's junk instantly.
Girl, who are you telling? But I mean, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
But yeah.
It,
And speaking of bans and losing things, how about the TikTok ban? How do you feel about that?
okay. So I know TikTok is a very wonderful platform, and
Mm-hmm.
I know that everyone loves it. My thing is, I just knew not to get attached to TikTok because I had already heard that they were trying to ban it a couple years ago, and people were like, "Oh, blah 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 blah." No, I think they're serious. It just
Well,
takes
see,
time for legislation to come.
yeah, and so the House they passed the ban, and now it's up to the House of Representatives or the Senate. The House of Representatives passed, now it's up for the Senate,
Hmm.
and they said it's going to take them the normal amount of time. They're not going to try to rush through like the House of Representatives did. And see, my thing is, I enjoy TikTok. That's how I find my cooking videos, and I'm able to post my own cooking videos from things that I see.
Yes.
That's how I find like decorating tips. When we are getting ready to do our episode, that's how I find things that I want to talk about on here. Um, it's just entertaining, and it's how we find out things that are not on the news. Because of course the news doesn't want us to know everything,
Of course.
and that's part of why what I feel is the reason that they want to ban this. Besides wanting to be the only people that are able to spy on their citizens. They don't want the Chinese to have access to our information. They want to be the only people that are allowed to spy on us illegally.
Right.
And that's it's crazy because like the one dude in the house said, you want to get rid of an app that's on your phone that's made by China.
Mm-hmm.
That has a chip in it that's made by China.
Mm-hmm.
That you're sitting wearing clothes that's probably made from China.
Mm-hmm.
You probably buy a car that's made from China.
Mm-hmm.
You use a computer that's made from China. Like all these things that are made in China. But yet you want to get rid of this bill because you want to control it. I mean the app because you want to control it. You want to have power over everything.
What was it? Trump wanted to make everything like America first, and a lot of people didn't understand what he meant. He also meant like we supply our own stuff. He was saying a lot of things the way he would say China would like he was tired of getting stuff through them and wanted to like us be more in house. So I feel like maybe some people are starting to see it, but it just took them. Maybe it's just different messenger. I don't know.
You said Trump, and that just made me think of how stupid our government is. Also, because you are allowing this man to be able to run for president, and he still has what felonies? He was indicted, like all these things.
Yo, they put
and,
like 100 charges against him or something crazy.
and he still can run for president.
Because they don't have laws. Here's the thing: no one expected someone like Trump to do what he did, so they don't have laws for it. And now they're making laws up as they go to stop it.
Like, and then somebody who has filed for bankruptcy for his college and so many things, and you want him to, if he showed you he couldn't run a business, but yet you want to let him be the leader of the free world. Like, come on, how is he our president? I just don't understand. I don't understand.
I'm gonna be honest. And Sleepy Joe too. I'm just like, I feel like we need to start over.
God, I just okay.
Poor old man. That's all I gotta say is poor old man. Like he be shaking hands with nobody who's there.
Man, okay. I'm going to switch subjects.
Okay, I'm done too.
Switch subjects. So we was talking about the government.
Okay.
So if you have government assistance, if you get Medicaid, if you get SNAP, if you get TANF, if you get SSI, there is a way for you to get your passport fee waived for free. Also, if you are below 100% of the poverty level, you could be qualified for this also. So there is a website, and it is called uscis.gov. And you're going to go on there and you're going to put in I-912. And that's request for a fee waiver. Now, if you go on there and you meet all the qualifications, you fill this out, you submit that to them, you could possibly get that $160 passport fee completely waived. And I thought that was something that everybody should know about, and that is a good discount that you can get if you have, like I said, if you get SNAP, Medicaid, TANF, SSI, or if you were 150% below poverty level. So I thought that was incredible because I've already did my application, and I'm going to send it off and see what happens.
Oh, snap. I'm going to do it through the country.
And, and then there's another discount.
Okay.
And it's a possibility that you could get a free laptop.
Oh, snap.
There's an organization called Computers for Causes. And if you go on their website, and they provide free laptops to low income households, elderly and disabled individuals and families. And so you have to submit an application on their website. And their web address for that address is computerswithcauses.org. So that's another benefit that if you have one of those that you can get. And I don't know if you are interested in museums, but there's a program called Museums for All, and you can possibly get into museums, a discounted price or even free.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, and I mean, that's museums, science centers, zoos, aquariums, botanical gardens, stuff like that. Um, you just need to have your EBT card and show your identification. And so I think that was also a good benefit of having that you get with getting the if you have EBT or stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and that's museumsforall.org.
Museumsforall.org. I like that. I think I'm going to do that for sure as well.
And the last one is free lawn care service.
Lawn care.
Yes. It's an organization called I Want to Mow Your Lawn. I'm a little country, so sometimes my words come out funny. I Want to Mow Your Lawn. And you can go on there and look at their website, fill out the application. And it's a nonprofit that helps low-income households, elderly, military veterans, and disabled individuals who can't afford lawn care or landscaping services.
Mm-hmm.
And they provide this service for free. So, you should go to their website, and it's their whole name, iwanttomowyourlawn.com, and submit that application. I did say that was the last one, but I'm sorry. If you have child care, free child care, there are 2 programs for you. One is called, everybody know, Early Start and Head Start.
Mm-hmm.
They assist you with child care. And then there are, what is the name of the other program? I gotta find it. I don't see the name of this one. I can't find that name. But yeah, those are the discounts that will help. That if you have those programs, they will help you with.
Nice.
And I'll put those on our Facebook page later on this week.
Yes. The only thing I wanted to talk about today, I didn't have all this fancy information.
Well, hey, I just feel like, the people need to know these things.
No, I think that's great. No, the only thing I wanted to talk about was this lady here in San Antonio. She was like 45, and her 12-year-old a drink to give to a kid at school who was bullying her child. So
yeah,
the day before, the child had took the kids Gatorade for their lunch, and the mom, I guess she put like vinegar and like salt inside of the Gatorade and gave it to the kid, and the kid ended up going to the hospital. Even though it wasn't like poisonous or toxic, she still got charged for like tampering, with the child. Personally, my kid was being bullied. I would like, if I tampered with something, I would be like, don't eat that and see if that kid did it. But I wouldn't be like, go over there and give Johnny this drink.
So, okay. I don't see nothing wrong with a little vinegar, apple cider vinegar, put that in there, and, help him lose weight if you need to lose weight.
Right.
I don't think she should have told her child so he wouldn't have a part in it. Yeah, I do feel, sometimes there are things you need to do to make sure your child don't get bullied. Mm-hmm. And if the parent doesn't take the responsibility of making sure their child not bullying my child, I'm going to do what I need to do. Either I'm gonna tell my child to whoop your ass, your son's ass, or hey, I'm gonna be like this mother and find a way.
Right. She definitely did.
So hey, the school should have did something to stop it,
Right.
or his
They
parent
don't
should have did something
do
to stop it.
Like they don't do anything. I used to get in trouble a lot growing up. I never bullied anybody, but I was always the one who's always talking, the one who's always this. And they always kept me in detention or after school or like call my parents. So it's like, how is it that none of this is not this going on today? Like what is going
Like my son, he has only been bullied. Well, not even bullied, but he has a kid that was messing with him
on?
a few times in school. And there was a kid that were, you know how it's kids, they be like, your mama this, your mama that.
Right.
So he don't allow people to talk about his mama. And that has been the only fights that he's ever gotten into.
Right.
And that was like, somebody was like, your mama this, so he hit him or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's been it. Or, you know, ooh, your mama look good and this, and you know how boys are and protective of their mama. So that was the only times my son has ever had to really deal with a bully. I haven't had to deal with a bully, so I don't know.
Man, I had bullies growing up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did get bullied. I did get picked on. I was a very energetic and a very hyperactive child growing up, and so that energy was being misconstrued as something else. And so
Mm-hmm.
this was a struggle sometimes for me, and it was just like, and back in the day, both boys and girls would make fun of you. Nowadays they get a little sensitive for certain stuff, but I was bullied, but at the same time, I was like, that's the 90s. It is what it is. You just grow up with it. I feel like a lot of just saying, not trying to victim blame or nothing, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that a lot of these kids nowadays aren't really going through the same type of bullying we went through. And I feel like they're a little bit more sensitive to the
Well, it all depends because they have, you know, depending on what they're getting bullied for, these kids are doing a lot more killing themselves for being bullied.
right.
So I guess it just depends on the type of bullying
Yeah.
that they're experiencing. Because like, yeah, they could be a little bit more sensitive, but that also falls on us too because we also have to check on them and make sure that they're okay and not miss those red flags.
Yeah. And also monitor social media. Like my son
Mm-hmm.
has a cell phone, but I lock it down to my abilities to the point where he can't access a lot of stuff. The only thing that I noticed does kind of go under the radar until I look at it is like random kids that are like he's giving out his phone number to his friends, and I'm like, I told you not to give supposed to give your phone number out. You know what I mean? But it's like I have the internet on lock. He's not allowed to have TikTok. He's not allowed to be on YouTube or YouTube Kids. Like I don't approve
Yeah.
Kids because I pulled up YouTube Kids and their algorithm, in my opinion, is not kid based. So that's just
Yeah.
leave that at. And I don't allow him to. He has no social media. He has a Facebook Messenger, so he can
Mm-hmm.
communicate with his grandpa, mom, my mom, whatever. But of course, he already has texting in his phone, so that's as far as it goes now. He has friends on his games like Roblox and Fortnite. He'll have those online friends that he communicates with them then, but it's
Mm-hmm.
on a everyday basis, online bullying. No, no, we're not doing it.
And then like you have to be, cautious of like Roblox because people were on there doing crazy stuff. And so, I was on Roblox when my nieces and nephews were here during the summer because,
Right.
I would play with them. But once they left and went back home, I haven't been on Roblox. And it's been adults that be on there trying to pick up kids for real and do all this stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you just have to be careful.
Yeah, even the game, like that reminds me of like when I was younger and they had do you remember like the Yahoo chat rooms and the AOL chat?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
like you don't know who they are because you always be like ASL. And
Mm-hmm.
um they in Yahoo they used to have chats that were labeled teen chats,
Yeah.
So and like that, so you felt like you were in the same group, but you know there were predators too, like kids, you know.
But you know, you didn't really think about that then. Like when you're doing this stuff and you're in there and you're talking to people, you don't really be thinking, are they over age or all this type of stuff. You're
Or
just in there trying to have fun and being a kid, being naive.
just as naive as you want to be. So
And the last thing that I really wanted to bring up is I wanted to go to the Houston rodeo, but dang, did you see the freaking hailstorm that was going on?
man, Texas has been going through it, but
Man, it just came out of nowhere, I'm assuming, because I'm like, did they not look at the weather?
right.
And it was coming down hard. It was crazy.
I guess we can't predict hail. Is that
I guess not, because my birthday last year, we went out and it was only raining a little bit when we left.
right?
But by the time we got to Round Rock or Pflugerville, it was storming. We had to pull over because we couldn't see the road.
Was the hail that bad or the rain?
Both.
Wow.
Both. And he had to pull under the overpass because it was getting really bad. So yeah.
And Texas will drop some rocks from the sky like nobody's business.
And the ones in Houston, from the videos I seen, they wasn't super big.
Right.
But I mean, a whole bunch of little balls hitting you in the top of the head ain't fun.
Pew, 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 pew.
So yeah, man, everybody was out there, you know, no umbrellas, no nothing, just getting soaked, rained on, and hit with little balls.
Little BB balls.
Yes, craziness. But that's all I got for today. So how do you feel about our episode today? Anything else that you want to share with the people?
No, honestly, I'm glad they came and they were here for us. You know, whoever is listening to our episodes, thank you so much. Thank you for whoever stayed through all of our episodes. That is amazing, because that means something to us. So
it really does. Every single person who has listened to, if you only listen to one episode, I mean, we're very thankful and appreciative.
Yeah.
Any feedback is greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
You can give us feedback on our Facebook or our Instagram.
Right.
Or if you just want to email us, we're perfectly okay with you doing that. We're still doing the new artist segment. We did it maybe once this season, but next season we do plan on bringing that back and introducing artists that are around locally, and introducing interviews and getting that out. But we want to do it in a way where there are no issues. We want to make sure that the episode goes without any hitch, and that your music, their music is really spotlighted. So we want it out on all platforms, not just on Spotify.
Yep. And keep a lookout for more visuals.
Yes. We have been doing, videos on different subjects, whether it's true crime, whether it's just giving you information on where you can find us at. But in the future, we will be doing skits.
Yes.
And other projects. So just, don't give up on us. Stay tuned. And just like we said, this is going to be our last episode for a few weeks.
Thank you for listening.
And that's right. And we hope you all have a wonderful day and be blessed.
Be blessed and enjoy your spring.
Yay.
Bye. This is Lady Roscoe.
Yoko Camille. See y'all later.
Bye.
Average about it, just get glad that you found it. Tell a friend about it. Know we all about it, so we gon' speak about it. Yoko, Camille, and Lady Roscoe, leave no doubt about it. Scream it out from the mountain. This not your average podcast. You ain't talking about nothing. When they hit the highway, yeah, they talking about something. Better tune in and listen. Get the scoop, they dig it. It's just an open discussion. Now tell me what's your position. You know what it is. Not your average podcast. You know what I'm saying? Yoko, Camille, Lady Roscoe. Y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying?